That's like addiction. Sads.
I just had a picture of those sad T-shirts from high school,
like the poison control.
But it's sad. Suck a dick shame.
I am done.
Oh, my jaws hurt.
Hey, community. Here's what's brewing today.
Abbott Elementary.
Ask Yo Aunteas. Fuck that ex.
And know your rights. So get your cups ready for Minoritea Report.
Hey, welcome to Minoritea Report and happy Black History Month. It's Auntea Kerel.
Hey,
it's Auntie Dawon.
And it's Auntea Jerrell.
And you know what, Dawon? Say something again. It almost sounds like you're going through your AirPods.
Yeah, the audio, I think, maybe through your AirPods.
Oh, that's why. There we go.
Yeah, there she is. There she is. And you know, we're just gonna keep this same open. Technical difficulties, it happens.
But see, I saw what Jerrell tried to do there, because with our last week's episode, because she has more percentage of blackness than I do, she tried to cut into my intro. Just because it's Black History Month.
Right.
I'm gonna give you this pass.
It wasn't even that.
I'm gonna give you this pass right now.
Right.
This coming from the Congo.
Let me tell you, but we cousins though, so you know.
Period.
No, that's why you getting that pass instead of these hands.
Yeah, I've been so black for Black History Month. Like even at work, everything I've been wearing has been pro-black, black owned. I've been advertising at work.
Yeah,
like
you should.
It's very, I ain't even got no white letters on.
I know we were saying, and it might be the clip for the beginning of this YouTube part, but we're just calling Dawon. He looking so Harlem today.
He really is.
So if you haven't subscribed to YouTube yet, please subscribe, hit the bell button on that stuff, because you get to see how Dawon is dressed this morning.
Give you a whole. You know what? I've been watching Power, the book of Canaan, and I don't know if you like. I don't know if you're into that at all, whatever. But it's so good. It's so good. And yeah, so you know, it just
is that Mary J. Blige that's in it?
She's in one of them. So there's like a whole series. There's, Ghost. There's,
oh, so they kind of almost got the CSI going on right now.
Yes.
Ooh, good for them.
Yeah. Good for Fitty.
Right, getting them coins.
His little thing there, but it's really good TV. And so I've been watching that. I've been binging all week.
I know. I think that's like a black card.
She said she'll bust you in your face real quick. Let's say so.
UNITY.
But you know what's wild?
Dead in the lip.
And this is not like an edible like thing or whatever. But what's wild is, so the Kanan character it's like a prequel, right? So you have the Ghost storyline, and then 50 Cent played Ghost, I think cousin or something like that, and then he ended up dying in the episode.
Spoiler alert!
Not this ain't no
spoiler. We late.
You're right.
Shit been out for 4 years. No, he died back in season 1, but he wrote his character out so that he can do all this other stuff. So so I'm not giving anything away. It's not like any kind of whatever. He played an ancillary character in this show. He wasn't germane to the whole story.
Right.
In any rate, the character that he played was just a straight up like gangster. And so now they have this prequel about him as a younger kid. But what's tripping me out is, as I'm watching this, I keep thinking that this is like a not really a documentary, but a retelling of 50 Cent's upbringing. And I keep forgetting that it's not about 50 Cent and his upbringing. It's literally about this character. Because I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't know his mother was a drug dealer. And like, I'm in my mind, I'm like,
Dawon thinks a documentary.
But it's good.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of the Powers, and so that's my black card revoked moment. Like, I feel like I'm the only black person on earth that has not watched a single second of any of the Powers.
It's good.
I've watched
really
a couple
good.
episodes here and there, and
it was on. It's on Showtime. Is that what it's on?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I never had Showtime. So
I got it. I'll give you my password. You can go in there.
Oh man, you know how I am. I start
calculating.
Exactly. I start calculating out the number of hours. I'm like, okay, how many seasons? How many episodes? Then it gives me anxiety.
Yeah.
So, but are you watching? Speaking of just TV shows, though, are you watching this Abbott Elementary? I see
Bitch, it's
everyone
so good.
talking. I need to watch it.
So good. Let me tell you.
Everyone keeps talking about this show.
It just reminds me of like real school, like just like how teachers just. I don't know. I just imagine myself as a kid growing up, and my teachers being like this, given like. Funding was low, you didn't have much, so you had to make things do, and like just parents just dropping the kid off at 9:00 when school started at 7:20, be like, he here, just like it's so good. I love it.
Like, is it actually like fun? Like, okay, two questions: is it actually funny? And then B, is it blackity black, or is it just like they just happen to be black characters and like it's like a like.
It's going to resonate more with us as Black folks, given,
cool.
A lot of communities in which our people come from,
right.
Or I come from, schools are literally fucking like this, if not even more worse. So it's very fucking relatable. It really is relatable.
Yeah, because I don't be watching network TV. Well, I don't be watching TV like that, but definitely don't be watching network TV like that. So, but everyone keeps talking about it, so I'm like, okay, maybe, and it's still early enough in the first season that I'm like, okay, I might be only about 10 episodes behind, or I don't know.
Yeah, and it's kind of like recorded in that like Park and Recreations type of like style, or that The Office, mockumentary. There you go. It's that's how it is. It's filmed too. So you get like those cuts where like, and you know how Black people make a face, and this is one thing that makes it so funny. Like somebody will say something stupid, like something stupid, and they're like.
I know Black people, we got our own secret language. It's not even secret. Like, we know.
Yes. So
but everybody else might not know.
Man, those looks that the camera give be taking me out, because Black folks understand how these looks, what they mean. They just they say a whole line without saying nothing at all. It's dope. So good. And get into Grand Crew as well. Grand Crew is actually pretty funny as well.
What's Grand Crew?
So that's like it's another black show. And it's like, I want to say like 5 or 6 Black like late 20s, early 30s individuals who like hang out at a wine bar, and like just kind of like they live their lives. And what's her name? Nicole Byer's in there. And
I like Nicole Byer.
I like her too. I forget the other characters. I've seen them in other things too.
Nicole Byer screams too much for me.
She does.
She got one octave, and it's up here.
But the funny thing is, it's not even. That's the thing I like about her, probably in this, is that she's not. She's more of that like quiet, like kind of quiet, funny, stupid, if that makes sense.
Okay.
It's good. I like that show a lot.
It's on network TV?
It's on network TV as well. I think that's on NBC. Yeah.
Okay, so they're trying to step it up a little bit.
It's good. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm here for it. Huh. Yeah. I watch both of those, and I get that like old day UPN feeling, where it's just true Black people shows that like they're for us.
Right.
They're legit.
We're the Parkers.
Dark Child 99. It's funny. I used to watch the Parkers because I loved the theme song because it was produced by Dark Child. Like, that's how weird my mind is.
That's why I liked that and Moesha opening too.
Yes.
It's me.
That was dope. Because I think that was like Wednesday nights, if I'm not mistaken.
I want to say it was Wednesday nights. Yeah.
I don't know why that sticks out in my head like that, but
or was it Tuesdays?
Or was it? Let me think now. I don't know, but it was dope. Whatever night it was dope.
Yeah, it sure was. It sure was.
And it just makes you realize how long Monique's kind of been around, low key. Like, even though some people think she's problematic, some people don't. Whatever it is, but
I was just asking a question.
I go back and forth when it comes to Monique, to be honest with you.
I just didn't know she had something to work.
We wrong for that. We wrong for that.
I legit go back and forth when it comes to Monique, because part of me wants to believe that she's not being problematic, but she's just not trying to play with whatever these Hollywood games are. Right. And she's being vilified for that. And almost kind of like certain people are just like can't be called out, and like the Oprahs and the whomever's can't be called out on their bullshit. And I have some sympathy for her in that way, but the other part of it is like you just don't know. It's kind of like she's like the Jussie Smollett
period,
in her own right. Like, everybody has an opinion, but nobody outside of her and her husband and the people they interacted with really know what went down. And so it's kind of like,
I think she's an and situation. I think she rubbed enough people the wrong way that they didn't want to fool with her. But what she is saying is probably true as well. And so it's just like, after a point, enough powerful people, and it sucks that that's the case, but that's the case. And
she's so talented. She's
very talented.
She's so, like, the way that she played that mother role, and and Precious. Like, and got an Oscar.
Yeah.
As a result of it. Like, she is just so talented. It's so unfortunate to see somebody, not being able to really take full advantage, of their talents.
I agree. I agree. Well, we'll see. But I mean, speaking of the Oscars, the Oscar nominations are out as well.
Yes.
There's actually some good nominations this year.
Really? I wasn't featuring any of
No, I'm so happy, and I done closed all my websites down by accident. But I like what's her name? Ajayne Ellis, I think it is.
Yes.
She was in King Richard, but she was in the Clark Sisters movie too, and she's just been in a lot of movies where she's just always been the star. Like, you're just like, this actress is so talented. Why isn't she not getting her due? Well, now she's finally getting her due, and I hope she just gets a lot more high profile movies after this season, because she's always been so talented. Like, she's always like anything, even if it's like a low budget movie, you're like, this girl is acting. Like, she's almost like a Viola Davis for me. Like how Viola was just like always still in the show, and then finally everyone caught up to Viola Davis. I feel like that's what's going to happen to Ajayne, because she's just that good to me. But what else is out there? Like, King Richard got a few noms. Denzel and Will are for Best Actor, so that's dope.
That'll be interesting. Did you all see the tragedy of Macbeth?
I haven't.
It is spectacular.
Is it really?
Even if you're not a fan of Shakespearean plays and all that old English kind of like language, it's just the cinematography. It's all shot in black and white.
Is he nominated for being the Help?
No.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Because you're talking about these old white people movies and shit. So if the nigga's in there, he 9 times out of 10, he the Help.
No, he's
okay. I'm just making sure.
Right, he's the main character.
I don't know. Character. You weren't selling me. You were talking about old white people, old timies and stuff like that. And I was just like,
I said, for those people who don't like this, that, and the other. This is for people who like that.
Oh, okay. Ooh, let me tell you, girl. I said.
Right, it's like bring it back. Come on with us.
I was like, she hyping this?
No. It's you know how like the movie 300 is like a visual masterpiece.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's visually stunning. It's only like an hour and 10 minutes. It's like super fast. It's like an hour, 10 minutes, hour and 15 minutes, something like that. It's the play version, and the play version is only like, I don't know, like 33 pages, so it's not a lot of content. Okay. And what's cool about it is it stayed true to the Shakespearean like language in terms of how he wrote, but everybody uses their own accent. So you have people from all over the world playing different characters in this thing, and they're using their own accent. So it's really showing like diversity, and it's not like hyping up, like whiteness, Shakespearean or whatever. So you got, Denzel in there talking like how Denzel talk, but it's the dialogue is Shakespearean. It is just dope.
It's on Apple TV, right?
Yes.
Or Apple Plus or whatever it is.
Yeah. It's
and her name's
dope.
Ajayne, not Ajayne. So sorry. I know people are probably out there like, bitch, get her name right. Close.
Who was Ajayne? There was somebody named Ajayne. Why does that sound familiar to me? Ajayne.
Homegirl down the street.
Probably on Power.
Well, I might watch that movie now.
It's dope.
Like, okay.
You and Fizz would love it. It's just
okay.
It's so moody. And if you know anything about like Macbeth, it's it's somebody who gives in to like their own anxiety and things that they made up in their mind.
Okay.
And they're allowing that to like, and some other scrupulous things, some scrupulous things, and scrupulous people around him that are influencing Macbeth to do things. And with most of Shakespearean stuff, it's a tragedy, so everybody dies. That's not a spoiler. This shit been around since
14, right?
Oh, I know.
Right, 14,
that's not a spoiler. That's the favorite thing. That's my favorite thing about Shakespeare. Is when people die, I'm like, oh, right, she gone.
You know that. I saw you when you came through the door.
Right.
Period. It's so true. William Shakespeare, he loved to kill some people.
And with all the rumors that William Shakespeare might have been black, so
yeah, they did say that he was mixed. He was mixed with some. They ain't fooling us. They didn't whitewash our history. We blackwashing their history. Right.
You know that Albert Einstein.
Dope. Right. Ooh. Like that nigga was black. I like that. Let's blackwashing history. I like that. That might be a segment. This week in blackwashing history.
Yep.
That sounds like a Dave Chappelle skit.
Einstein, Aloysius, Albert Aloysius Einstein.
And we would need like Leslie, is her last name Jones?
Yeah, Leslie Jones.
We would need her to be on it.
Oh my gosh.
Have you been watching her?
Wait,
doing that. She got mad.
But let's go back to the Oscars first before we go there.
Yeah.
I do have to say one thing.
Yeah.
Beyonce is now an Oscar-nominated diva.
Well, I think this is her second one because she got nominated for
the soundtrack, right?
There was something a few
years
ago.
It was a musical score of Black is King, right?
Something. It might have been that. Like, because I feel. Hold on, let's see here. Beyonce. Because anyway, I'm just glad because she's gonna show her face.
Yeah. Right.
Her and Serena. Because Serena is like the King Richard, so we're going to see both of them queens out there dressed for the gods.
I'm glad that movie got nominated. I thought it was
I said I watched it.
It was good. It was
good.
It was really, really good.
It's surprisingly good.
Yeah, that right there. Because we know Serena and Venus. Like, we know them. And so when you think of like these these movies are done of famous people,
right?
They're not always done,
especially when Will Smith is the lead character.
Oh, wait a minute.
I mean, Will Smith is so Will Smith that it's so hard to see past Will Smith now in movies for me. So like, I'm hearing he did a good job. So
he acted his ass off.
Actually,
to check it out, he
so.
acted his ass off. I was
okay.
The caliber of acting, like when a person is not even saying anything and they're just emoting, and not just the looks that us Black people give each other, right. but just sitting there like welling up tears in their eyes and not saying anything or whatever, and you feel every bit of thing that they're feeling.
It was just like even the young girls that played Venus and Serena did a great job. Like especially the young girl that played Venus, I was like, just floored. And again, she's a lefty, a natural lefty, and had to learn how to play tennis as Venus Williams as a righty. Like the girl did it. But other than that, besides like that movie, I really don't know a lot of these movies, and I feel like I need to watch them. Like what's this movie called?
Wait, you feel like you have to watch them?
Otherwise, I'm not gonna watch the damn show. Like, otherwise, it's just gonna be. Why do I care? Why do I care? Is the I guess like
I do want to see Dune. I heard Dune was good.
Trash.
Oh, it was terrible.
What?
It was terrible.
Ooh. I've watched Dune 8 times.
Did you watch did you read the books though too?
No.
I didn't even like it like that.
And I never saw the first Dune either. Okay. I still to this day haven't watched the first one. But I like it. I really enjoy it.
You know what? Let me tell you. I put it in the same box as The Matrix.
Damn.
So okay.
So it's gonna be good.
Shut up. It don't make no damn sense.
Like that movie fit to be real good. It fit to be real good.
I just had to let her get it out. I just had to let her get it out.
It don't make no sense.
Because
don't do me. It don't make no
sense. Because Dune is like I don't know, like 5 parts, out of like 10, it's like 5 parts like action adventure fantasy, and then the other 5 parts is like meta, like how people like create religions and all this other kind of like it's very meta.
It's
too
much.
It's a movie not for those who want to be entertained, but who within their entertainment also gets their mind thinking.
Okay, then I might like that then. And then I haven't seen West Side. I haven't even seen the original.
Just one more
West
thing. Can I just say about Dune? Because I know it's driving him crazy. Like, I should have brought this up. Is when you do watch it, bitch, turn on all the speakers. Turn on, because the soundtrack, it's not like vocal soundtrack, but like the score is as epic as the film. And they bring in a lot of global influences into like the musicality. There's this one scene, if you'll remember that one scene, you may or may not remember, but it's somewhere in the beginning where there's like this guy who's like got his arm stretched out and he's like making this like very deep from the back of the throat, kind of like
well, he trying to get that pubic hair from the back, that sound?
That.
Okay.
in front of like 5,000 people.
Okay, I know that sound.
It's just
Drill, don't act like you don't know that sound.
No, she's like, I'm doing it right now.
You be back there trying to get that index finger back there trying to
isn't that the worst?
No, it's the worst.
But my tongue is actually so big that I can get that out there though.
Oh.
That's why my tongue is too big for my mouth. And so I am able to just,
maneuver accordingly.
And then when it comes out, it's tied in a knot.
And I am skilled at doing that too.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Sure can.
Okay now.
Yeah.
Come on with your black boy joy.
See, that's where you need Fizz in the background to open the door. Show does. He show does. And close it back. Oh man. But anyway, a lot of Oscar movies. I haven't seen West Side Story. I haven't seen the first one. I haven't seen the second one. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm just there to see Serena, Beyonce, Denzel, and Will. And Ajayne.
I think I'm gonna watch The Power of the Dog movie though.
What's that?
Mm-hmm. It's like some cowboy type.
Who in it?
Western. I'm gonna fuck his name.
Good Lord, girl.
What's his name? Cumberbatch? Something Benedict.
Oh,
is he cute or not? I can never tell with him.
I feel like he's on the spectrum of attractiveness.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He don't look cute in this movie.
Like he's somewhere on the spectrum. I don't know.
Like when you catch him in the right light at the right time of day, he'll make your panties want to just come right off, like Luther Vandross.
But then other times you're like
20 minutes later, you're like,
it's like, was I high?
Yeah.
It's like I was high. Yeah, he's an odd looking guy sometimes. But then, like you said, every once in a while, you're like, he might be able to get it.
Yeah.
So community, tell us if you're gonna watch and who you rooting for. Everybody black, everybody POC. Come on, Penelope Cruz. Come on, who's the guy? Javier Bardem.
I think he's so sexy.
I think he's sexy too.
I think he is so sexy.
I liked him in what was that James Bond movie? Was it Skyfall?
Lord, I can't remember the name.
It might have been Skyfall.
It might have been. Yeah,
he was good in that one. He was creepy in that one. Anyway, but yep, we'll see what happens. And by the way, community, tomorrow, Tuesday, we will be live with Marvin from Melanated Social Podcast, the social network, doing our Black History Month lives on IG, and those have been fun, by the way.
I'll be on time this time.
She was drunk last time. You know, like, it's funny. Like, I would say Jerrell and I are probably a little more animated than Dawon, but then the second Dawon gets drunk or like, not even high though. Like high is like moment of dramatic. But the second you get high drunk,
like you get nothing.
But I can instantly tell when Dawon's drunk. Like the second he hopped on, I was like, oh, she drunk. Like she gets more animated.
Like, I
was like, yes, bitch. But yeah, no, they definitely been fun. So community, check those out. IG Lives. It'll be Tuesday this week instead of Monday that we normally have done the last few weeks. And just really getting on there and celebrating blackness and the intersectionality between black and the LGBTQIA plus community and why we love just being blackity black. And so yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It really is. And, you know, like, I just love the fact that we just get so many great different perspectives to be able to, you know, share their point of view on, you know, like why Black History Month is important to him and, you know, use this as a forum to really just celebrate instead of like, you know, because Lord knows we got enough sob stories to be going around. You know, let's use the little time we have to uplift and give flowers and all that.
Period. I know that's right. We sing with all them little spirituals all day long. Like, shit. We ain't got time for that. I'm just trying to look here on the list here. Some just, I guess, like life news. I haven't shared it on here yet, but
finally,
I am leaving Atlanta. It's crazy to say that out loud on the podcast now. Like you two have known for a while. But yeah, it's coming down to like the last couple of weeks in Atlanta. So you're going to see a change of scenery behind me and we'll see. There might even be a week where I don't know if we're going to have a podcast or not. I don't know. Like I am so stressed, but got a job opportunity, still with the same company, but like an awesome kind of opportunity and promotion to move out to Philadelphia, and so I will be in Philly. Even as much as I love Atlanta, it'll still be black shit all day.
Well, I mean, listen, it is a city of brotherly love.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So,
come on, brothers.
You know,
come on, brothers. Brothers of love. But yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna definitely be bittersweet. Like this chapter in Atlanta has been amazing. Like just personally, just like finding my blackness, finding my queerness. I just feel like I've evolved a lot in the 5 years that I've been here, and so like I don't know, like it's going to be bittersweet to move away from that, especially just being in a city that's just so intertwined with this blackness for the first time in my life, really feeling like I've been seen. So I'm sure Philly will be fine, but there's just something special and unique about Atlanta that I'm forever grateful for this city. And it's not like I still got family and cousins and friends and galore here. So it's not like I'll never be back here. But I'm glad that I got here when I got here, if that makes sense. So
yeah, I bet you won't miss that traffic though.
Honey, you're right. But I'm sure even Philly probably got a different kind of, I'm sure that East Coast got a different kind of traffic.
Not sitting in for nearly as long. I mean, you know, 15 minutes versus an hour and 20 minutes is a whole lot of time.
That is true. So I'm excited to be all up and on the East Coast. Be like, hey, Dawon, I'm coming out for lunch. Come on out, boo. We're going for lunch.
And vice versa. Because
see you in 2 hours.
Really amazing restaurants. Some really amazing spots. So, you know, I'll be ready to come on over. It's an only hour and a half drive from here. So.
Right? Exactly. Jerrell, you just got to fly out, boo.
First of all, y'all two have seen each other more times than I can count.
That is true. That is true.
Not in 2022. It's a new year. I don't know what you're talking about. Why are you bringing up old stuff?
Oh, well, let me bring you up something new because I just texted your ass this morning about getting together
and I couldn't do it. Do it.
But she's complaining.
But it's not
I stay out of grown folks' business.
It's not like we didn't have plans to go see Adele though. It's like I wasn't trying either though.
Okay. Well, we want to talk about receipts. You talking about old stuff? Well, let's talk about the stuff we talked about today at 10 o'clock.
Right, let's bring some new stuff.
I tried to plan something new for this year too. Not my fault Adele says she ain't doing it.
So I texted him. Sounds like, you know, since the Adele stuff is on postpone or whatever, because we were going to meet up for that and do a little thing around that. My nephew's turning 25 this year, and so we've been all as a family. Yeah, it's big. So my sister, my mom, and I have been talking about like what do we want to do, and then looping him in on the conversation. And you know, we were going to do like Mexico, but then he doesn't have his passport. His passport expires, so you have to get it and
Yeah.
So. And plus, he's 25. He don't want to like lay on a beach. He want to like do shit. And so we're going to Vegas. So I was like, oh, well, you know what? Let me just see if, you know, this one over here, supposedly my cousin,
right.
will want to link up, you know? And she was like, oh no, I don't have the time. And we already have plenty of travel plans. I won't be able to fit it in my schedule.
She said, take your black ass there. I'll see your ass when I see you.
She said, good luck on your trip.
Okay, try it.
I love you.
No, I was bummed because at first I was like, oh, we're gonna be able to do this. But when Fizz not trying to go to London, we have to go fly to embassies to try to get his visa.
Okay.
So like end of April, May is all about us trying to get those documentations so that way we can leave the country this summer. Yeah. Otherwise, it's gonna be a whole nother year here.
Have you been to London?
Girl, I have not left North America. Yeah. So, and this has been on my thing, but because he needs a visa to go pretty much anywhere. Right. It's always like we have to do 2 trips. So like you plan to go to London, but like you're like, well, you have to spend and take PTO because embassies are only open during the weekday. So you have to go during the week, not just like on a weekend, like a Saturday, Sunday. So ends up being kind of a lot in order to just make one trip happen. So that's why that's what I was like.
Albania is not part of the European Union.
Kosovo isn't. He's Albanian. but Kosovo isn't.
Kosovo. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, got that.
It's like just making shit hard.
So is. But you know what? He gonna get a citizenship this year though. And you know he gonna be good.
There we go.
The U.S. passport.
Well, when you go out to London, you treat my home country.
Tell Granny I said hey.
Hey, Auntie.
With respect.
Right. Tell Auntie to fix you a plate. In community, if you don't get that joke, check out last week's episode. That's all I can say.
Thanks, Dad.
Oh man. Wow. Time be going fast on these podcasts.
Real quick question for you, getting back to like your move to Philly and whatnot. Yeah. How's Corey dealing with the move? And you know, is there excitement going all around? I know there's like
we're stressed
or whatever, but like
bitch, we are stressed.
Yeah.
That's what we are. Like,
is it like because of the housing situation that you're stressed? And like obviously the move
and the moving the most stressful. And all the above. Like this is probably the most stress I've been in a move before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like and luckily like so like our house is sold and things like that. So like we're officially homeless. And so there's a stress of shit, do we hurry up and find a house? Do we do Airbnb? Like everything like but like you gotta weigh the pros and cons because everything costs money. Right. You know? And so it's just like, okay. Ideally, we'd like to literally pack up our stuff and put it into the next house. That'd be the ideal situation. But we're finding Philadelphia, out of all the locations we've lived, it's a little harder to find things that check all the boxes that we want. Mm-hmm. And no house ever really does, but we're finding a lot of the homes there check like 50% of the boxes. And you're like, okay, what do we give up this go around? And I get it that it's the city, and like ideally we would want to live in the city and things like that, but it's just different. It's just different than any city. So that's kind of been the stress about it because we're just not finding what we want. We might have found one literally today that we're going to put an offer in that I think is the best happy compromise of all the above. Because like I'm likely going to be taking more like public transportation and things like that, which I'm okay with. But Corey's going to have to drive a lot more just because where his job is going to be. And so trying to find that happy medium and finding a spot where he can actually park his car in a city. And it's just a lot.
Let me tell you, they got a whole TV show called Parking Wars that's specifically based in Philadelphia. Because they be,
it's craziness. So...
Bonkers.
So yeah, so it's just a lot of stress in that, and then like the move is costing a little more than we thought it was going to cost, and and then I'm doing 2 jobs at work, and it's a lot. It's a lot going on right now. Like today, I was at a point earlier today where I was like, "Fuck all of this. I don't care. Give me my Atlanta house back. I am not moving. I don't care. Fuck it all. Like just because it's just too much." But it's all good. And the thing is, like, and I try not to complain because it's a great situation. It's a great, like, it's a great job. It's a boost in pay by a nice chunk of change. So I can't complain. But in the midst of it, bitch, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah. But we'll get there. But once we're there and settled, that's when I'm going to be like, oh shit, this is dope. Because that's how it always is. It's like you get in a new city and you're like, okay, let me find my way. Let me try to make some friends again. Like that's the only hard part, and finding a barber. Finding a barber in a new city. I'm dreading it. And I think I might like chop my hair. That way, at least it's a little easier getting a new barber and knowing what I want.
Nah, see, keep it because you gotta let them test it out because see if they can keep it. And then if they can't keep it, then you just go lower.
Go and chop it.
Like, nah, this ain't it.
And that's a black thing. Like people people at work still don't get, like I said every time I move, I'm like, they're like, oh, you excited? I'm like, yeah, I'm excited, but I'm stressed about finding a barber. They're like, really? I'm like, you just don't know. You ain't black. You just don't get it. Like, it's a different thing. It's a different thing. So,
are you gonna find a special kind of barber this time again?
What do you mean a special kind of barber this time again?
You know, a barber with a history.
Oh God, that'd be dope. And the funny thing is, he's from Philadelphia, so I'm gonna ask him who he knows in Philadelphia.
And
he gonna give you a list.
That got a history. Have y'all seen on Twitter? Like, there's a barber here in Atlanta that he's like a porn star barber. Like, he's a barber and like he'll like cut his like your hair in the nude and like they be doing nasty things.
I just saw someone like my friend Justin, my best friend Justin, just sent me like a Gaze of the Barber part 2.
I saw that too.
And,
yeah.
It was a picture of this dude naked, like. Because I didn't know that was a real thing.
It's a real thing here in Atlanta. I've seen that Twitter like the last like 2 years. Yeah, I'll try to find that name again. It's crazy. It's kind of dope though.
I need a haircut,
honey. Take your time.
Right.
Oh man! But speaking of just work too, another funny thing happened this week with the same manager that we had the FUBU and the FUBU and Nasty Pig episode about. So we were just talking about like, so we're trying to backfill my role, and so we've been doing interviews, blah blah blah. And I'm trying not to put too much information out there because I don't know who listens to the podcast and things like that. But one particular person went to Howard University, and so we're like discussing afterwards, like me, her, and another guy on our team. And she like the Black community puts respect on Howard University. We put this respect on that name. And she was kind of diminishing Howard University. And I said, like, normally I'm like, okay, whatever. You just say it. But I was like, oh, no. I was like, it's Howard University. It's like HU, like that. I was like, you got to put some respect on the Howard University. She's like, oh, no, I'm not trying to down. I was like, it kind of sounded like it. Like I had to cut her off because I was like, you're not about to do that. You're not about to do that. I don't care who you are. You could be the president. You could be whomever. It's Howard University. Period. Like, don't do that.
Right. I know that's right.
I was like, oh my God, you about to talk about Howard? Like, I'm like, what? I was flabbergasted. I was like, because she's like, oh, it's not even like a D1 school, and I was like,
oh no, she did.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Literally, I had to cut her off.
I already forgot her name already, but if you listening, girl, you done fucked up.
I had to cut her off. I was like, no. I was like, it's Howard University, HU, and I probably got extra gay on it too because I had the hands and the.
And at the end of the day, what the hell difference what school
it don't matter.
Right.
It don't make no goddamn no reason at all. None. What have they done?
Right.
What where did they go to school? What have they done?
Period.
What does their resume say? Because
it kind of just showed you too the conversations behind the scenes that we just don't know. And so I was helping them. I was like, I told them straight up, I was like, if you get an offer, because it's not upon me, like it's them figuring it out. I was like, let me know. So I know they don't underpay you because I know what I negotiated. Yeah. And I don't want today's rate to be tomorrow. Like what they say, yesterday's rate ain't today's rate or whatever.
Yeah.
I want you to get even more than I got. So I was like, here's my personal email. Let me know. So, but yeah, she was
look out, come through.
You have to. You absolutely have to.
Yeah,
like
100%.
It's like clearly talking in that room in that meeting, and they're talking down about Howard University. I was like, okay, clearly they ain't giving a damn about. They ain't giving a damn about shit. So I need to make sure that I can do what I can do and put him in the best light. Yeah, and if you can 100%. Offer to let me know so you can fight for what you really need to be getting. So anyway, all right, we're 40 minutes in already, so let's take a quick little tea break. We interrupt this episode for very important information.
That's right. You've been asking for it for a long time, and we have heard you.
Yep, it's been a long time coming, but it's finally here.
Yo Aunteas
got
merch! Hey! That's right. You know what? We got tees, we got long tees, we got sweatshirts, we got fanny packs, there's just a whole gamut of stuff out there. So go and check that out.
We are so appreciative of your love and support, and we are so excited to launch it. Girl, where can we find it at?
Ma'am, they can head right over to minorityReport.com to check out the selection.
That's right. That's MINORITEA report.com.
Woo! I'm about to go get me some myself. All righty, ladies. Here we go. What time is it?
Ask
Yo Aunteas! All right, so this one came from community member Brandon. And he said, hey, Brandon, with the locks. Ow, ow, ow.
Yes.
And looking thick, too. I'm like, come on, buddy. Looking thick and delicious. Go ahead, chocolatey. So he sent this to us. He's like, I got this Ask Yo Aunteas question for you all because I got this in our text thread, and we've been talking about it all morning, how we would respond. So he's like, I want to hear how you all would respond. And I was like, okay. So he sent it in, and it says, my dying wife asked me if it'd be okay if she had sex with her ex one last time, and I can't. Wait, hold on. Is this the beginning? Oh, okay. Last time I can't have this tied to my main, but I really need to say something about it and have no one I can tell. My wife is has a terminal disease. She is projected to live about 9 months. I am, of course, destroyed. We've been together for a decade. I don't remember life without her, and I don't know what I'm going to do when she's gone. I have been doing my best to make the last days of her life good and grant whatever wish I can. The doctor said that she was likely to need a wheelchair in 4 to 5 months. Then by month 8, she'll be bedridden for the last few weeks. That's if she doesn't decline faster. Recently, she sat me down and told me that one of her last things she wanted to do was have sex with a previous partner of hers. I, of course, was shocked, and when I asked why the fuck she wants that. So basically, she thinks that her most physically compatible, satisfying lover was him. She gave a whole monologue about how sex at times is just physical and how emotionally fulfilling sex is with me, but it was bullshit to get to that point. So now I'm left with this. Deny my dying wife a wish for my own ego, or let her go fuck another man who she feels was better. Honestly, I'm so pissed off and betrayed that she asked me this. I feel like I'm put in a position where I have to say yes because she's dying. I know what I want to say, but I don't know if that's right. So, Aunties, what would you do if your partner was terminal, quite frankly, which is insane, but says to you, you know what, I want to get fucked, or I want to fuck my ex because that shit was good.
He said, I would do anything for love, but I won't do that.
I know that's right.
No.
Woo. I say let her fuck. Woo. Go ahead. I mean, because you had already said that she terminally ill and she got about 9 months. I'm just saying that's the time period that we're giving her. And your life gonna go past the 9 months. It means you're gonna be fucking other people too. So
hey, you right on that.
At some point, you gonna start doing this as well with somebody else, and this is it for her. Like, this is one of those things where, like, I get where you're coming from, and I understand why you feel hurt, but you also, if you love this person, you respect this person to the T that you say you do, then you're going to let them play out the rest of the remaining time of their life that they have. Because what you don't want to do is have that guilt of wishing that you would have let them do something that they wanted to do before they died, after they had already left this earth. So support them, so that way you don't have that type of weight or that baggage that you will never be able to truly unpack and get rid of, because that person gonna be gone, and you not gonna be able to get closure for someone once they're gone.
Dawon tickled over there. What you thinking about?
If you don't do this, when she dies, she's gonna haunt the hell out of you. Every time you have sex, every time you try to have sex, every time you open up that computer to like do a little, jerky jerk before you're on that Zoom call or whatever. She gonna be all up in there messing with your keys, having shit falling down from the windows, from the ceiling.
Gotcha, you don't want that bad juju. You're right. You don't want that bad juju on you, no ma'am. No ma'am.
Because I mean, I don't know how petty she could be, because the truth be told is she could have not said anything to you, because apparently she's walking and able to get around now. So she could have just went and did it, and she would have been gone in 9 months. And so, the guilt that she would have experienced from not telling you only would have lasted for a little bit.
You right.
You
right. Yeah.
Don't be putting that energy out there. Let that girl go.
I would take notes too, because apparently you ain't the best. So I would have been like,
it's like, what was I doing wrong all this time?
Right. Like, learn something.
On a serious tip though, like,
not a serious tip.
Well, look, I didn't say ghost tip.
Not a serious tip.
I'm feeling this Harlem vibe going on with that. So son, you know what I'm thinking.
I'm done.
But for real, like, I totally agree with Jerrell. Like, this notion of letting your ego get in the way. At this point, one, you both have the kind of relationship where she felt comfortable enough to even say this to you.
Yeah, that's good.
So that says a lot. Forget about your, the sex that you all have, right? Think about, like, it's less about the words and it's more about like the action, right? She has enough trust in you to say, you know what? I know this isn't gonna hurt you, but this is what I want. I want to try this.
And that's beautiful.
It is kind of beautiful.
And
get involved. Hop in there too. Shit.
Well, I was just gonna say, and she might get rejected by her ex. Like, there's no guarantee her ex might even be into it. He might be like freaked out by the whole situation. Like, no, I don't want to fuck your old pussy.
I don't think she'd be asking if she didn't know though. That
I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like they still probably have some kind of communication over the years here and there.
There has to be some type of window open for that to still be a possibility. There ain't been no closure there, as she's talking about. Yeah,
I agree with that statement. I mean, I get how it can maybe hurt your ego,
Right. No. Right.
But at the end of the day, if that was Core Night, like, I mean, it could be Core Night now. Shit, I genuinely don't think I would care too much. And for me, I'd be like, oh shit, can I watch? Let me hop in. Let me see. What he putting down. Let's have some fun with this shit. Like, especially now, it's like you got 9 months. Let's have some. Let's do some all kinds of stuff that like
do everything that you wanted to didn't do, couldn't have done.
Exactly.
Before,
it's like now's the time to just shit. Like, because sometimes
throw
like we feel
throw those traditional things out. Those things that you hang on to that you think your relationship is supposed to be like. The things that are supposed to define your relationship, and define it for yourself.
And if it's making her happy, have some fun. And honestly, there's something about your partner being happy too. Like, I don't know, at least for me, like, there's something about seeing Corey happy, whatever situation it is. Obviously, this is this particular situation, but like that brings me particular joy. So if like he came to me, I want to do this, and these are the reasons why, and it's not because I don't love you anymore. Who am I to like kind of like get in the way of that? Especially when, like you guys said, they were comfortable coming to you. That showed you had like an open communication and things like that. I mean, yes, you're human. Your emotions might get in there. So, I mean, you could decide what you want to decide, but I don't think it's going to stop her low key, because she's like, fuck, I'm dying. Like, what you going to do? Kill me? Yeah. Like, what you going to do? No. So, I mean,
she going to take you with her.
right. So,
but I low key probably would have been petty, but like, well, you know what, I have you now, but once you in the wheelchair, you free game. If he gonna put in the work, put in all.
You go put stipulations.
See, that's
that is petty as hell. That is petty as hell.
If I was in my feelings, if you're gonna be in your feelings, you gotta go petty and be petty.
You ready?
All the way. True. Otherwise, shut the hell up. Let her do her thing. And
I think
take it on the chin.
I love what both of you
literally
said. On the chin, on the face, across the chest, on the booty cheeks, on the elbows.
First of all, waist not, want not. Okay, no, ma'am.
Oh, it's like the cartoon.
I hate you.
Community, you gotta watch on YouTube. We gotta get these YouTube numbers up. Y'all missing some ill shit on the YouTube. Oh, Lord.
I do agree with the both of you that I can definitely understand how one's ego can be bruised. Like, I'm not trying to like make light of that, but at the end of the day, if you're a person that's put yourself in their shoes, if you're a person that's staring at your own mortality, and you're asking yourself, what are those things that I don't want to have regrets about?
Yeah.
Whatever that is. And you have the capability and the power to be able to make that happen so that, when you're declining and you don't have the capacity to whatever, at least you have, those experiences, to be able to hold on to. And if you can gift that to her and you can put your ego aside, and
that's beautiful.
If this is what she really wants, it's a beautiful thing. And it doesn't say, and it's I'm just one person, but from my perspective, it doesn't say anything about your manhood, your sexual prowess and capability.
Right.
It doesn't devalue the quality of the relationship that you two experience with one another. This is something that she's asking you for your blessing, your permission to do so that, she has some satisfaction out of it, but also because she came to you first.
And I mean, a silver medal, you're still on the podium.
In the sex department.
Exactly. Silver's not too bad.
My mind is going a million right now.
I'm sorry, that was funny to me. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I like to think that I put it down, but I am not naive to think that there's someone out there that is throwing it down better than I.
Because I don't do everything. I don't even eat ass, so I already know I am at the back of the herd.
That's at least bronze and below.
Girl, I'm on the bench, girl. I'm the alternate, okay?
She's still in Minneapolis where everybody at the Olympics.
Okay, look, I'm broadcasting over here, okay?
I'm tickled right now. Oh man. Anyway, community. So let us know what you would say if your partner is terminally ill and they say, I want to fuck my ex one last time. What would you say? We want to know. I'll put this as the clip. I want to know. Yeah. Please comment. I want to hear your comments. So continue to send your Ask Yo Aunteas to aya@minoriteareport.com or DM us. But that was a good one. That was a good one. And I am tickled on this one. Oh, man. Jerrell, give us our rights. Give us our rights this month.
Yes. So, community, a little backstory. I'm not going to go too deep into it. But this past Sunday, my mother and my sister were assaulted by a white man over some damn gas in Woodbury, Minnesota. And if y'all been paying attention to the news, y'all also saw that Amira Locke was just killed by the police as well on a no-knock warrant in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Before that, forget the young man that was killed in the car.
In Minneapolis?
In Minneapolis.
Is it Tahir? It's not Tahir, is it? It's too many of us.
But anyways, George Floyd. Then you have Castro. There's another person. Anyways, they've been killing us like shit.
Yes.
Like we ain't shit. And so in the situation with my mother, my sister, they called the police, and then the police in return was like, well, if we're gonna take this man to jail, we're gonna take you out of jail too. Essentially what they were doing is they were kind of manipulating my family into thinking, since they didn't know their rights, that this was supposed to happen in return. And one of the things that I'm noticing, and I know my rights because I protest, I be in these streets, and so I know my rights, so I stay ready. But I think it's important that we know our rights as we are fighting for our lives, you know, and then there are people out there who will try to use the lack of knowledge that we have against us to manipulate us to be able to do things or not do certain things.
Yeah. Philando Castile, by the way.
Yes, thank you. So this week, and kind of going forward for a while, and even after Black History, I think I just want to share like a right that people should know when dealing with the police. And so one thing that you should know, that if you ever feel that your rights were violated, you should always make sure that you write down everything you remember, include officer badges and patrol car numbers, which agency the officers are from, and any other detail. Get in contact with them, get contact for information of witnesses. If you're injured, seek medical attention immediately. Take photographs of your injuries. File a written complaint with agency's internal affairs divisions, or civilian complaint boards. If in most cases, you can file a complaint anonymously if you wish. My family is filing a complaint with the NAACP chapter in Minneapolis. That's who we are going through. But a lot of the rights that I have been referred to and that I will be talking or reading off of are from the ACLU. I believe it's the website. Yeah, the aclu.org. And there's a bunch of sections as far as if you've been pulled over by the police, if they come to your house, if you are in a private space, etc., and how you were able to, know your rights in certain situations. So that's just one tip. Another thing that I would suggest too, make sure, and they also suggest too, make sure that you are always, if you can record, provide your own evidence. Okay. Because there are times where when you have to get evidence to back up what you're saying, places aren't willing. So create your own evidence, you know? Yeah. And also the other thing too is make sure that you always have someone around you that can also have a backup as well, or can also have voice too, because there is strength in numbers too. So just make sure you remember those two things.
Absolutely, and stay safe out there. And sorry that happened to your mom and your sister. Like that's wild. Like when you sent that to us, I was like, wait, huh? I was like, okay, I usually got words and I don't have any words right now. Like that's wild.
My mama was in tears.
Absolutely.
Like just to hear her be like, this man like put his hands on me twice.
Yeah.
And then when they were saying they want to press charges, the police officer's like, well, we're gonna take your sister to jail, or your daughter to jail, because she has a gun, but she didn't take the gun out or anything like that. The man had a knife, and that is why she made sure she had hers in her purse. He has a weapon too. So if weapons aren't involved, why are you trying to then bring this into the situation or the scenario? And then when she was like, well, he assaulted me, I can press charges for my own self, they just completely ignored it.
Minneapolis, man.
Yeah. So
Minneapolis.
It sucks. It really does.
It really
it's heartbreaking, really.
I mean, just the idea of it could have just been completely different too. Like it just, I'm grateful that I have both of them. But like when you hear situations like this, you just can't help but think, what if?
Yeah. Especially in that part of the country right now. Like, it seems like every other month there's something coming out of Minneapolis. So absolutely. So I'm definitely glad they're safe, and hopefully something comes out of it.
Positive.
Yeah. Exactly. So, And then another crazy thing that's occurring right now is you see it's Florida, what they're calling the "Don't Say Gay" bill, where the governor DeSantis, who's right, is helping the Senate put through a bill. And here, I want to get it all the way right too. Let me pull it back up. Where pretty much just where they can't teach anything about sexual orientation and identity and gender in schools in Florida, and that if they do, they have to go through the parents first. And let's see here, it says the bill orders that schools may not encourage classroom discussion about sexual orientation or gender identity in primary schools, or in a manner that is not age appropriate or developmentally appropriate for students. And then the bill does not offer definitions of what would be appropriate.
Meanwhile, they're like all the hetero, like, like all the references to like hetero couples and all that kind of bullshit, they can just easily, like, oh, you can listen to that. You can see, like straight couples like kissing and making out and doing all this other kind of shit, but you can't talk about, things that are not straight. Okay.
And it's a lot of people thought after the bill that was passed to allow marriage for the LGBTQIA plus community that, things are getting better. Things are good to go for the rest of eternity. No, like they still want to wipe us out. They want to make us invisible. They don't want us visible. And not teaching, like, it doesn't mean like we're just gonna go away, like that we don't exist. And if anything, you should want to teach, because it will teach acceptance, it will teach love, it will teach kindness, it will teach all these things, especially in an environment where we're seeing kids shoot up schools. And so it's just putting a whole nother level for bullying and things like that, for these kids to feel so misunderstood and so not seen that they want to do something to hurt themselves or others. So we still got a lot of fighting to do. Like this is wild. What's up?
The people that should be fighting be on that Atlantis cruise. I'm gonna say it at that.
No, well, I mean, you can be on the Atlantis cruise and be fighting.
First of all, because here's the real tea.
Okay.
The real tea is those are the same people who think that they're the reason why we have the rights that we have in the LGBTQI plus community today. And it started with them. That is not the case.
Right.
People of color have been doing so much already for our community. The majority of them people in the Atlantis cruise need to start getting their shit together. They have the most privilege right now out of all of us in these times, and they need to be using for better.
But they're not all from Florida, though.
Hey, that part.
Guess what? They look like they all from Florida. That
part.
They got somebody, cousin, uncle, auntie, whatever.
But here's the thing: like, there's parts of Florida that are. It's kind of like Atlanta, though. Like,
ain't that where they departed? Isn't that where they departed from, anyways? Too.
That's true.
Don't play with me. No.
But I feel like Florida, like at least a lot of the gay scene, what we think about is like almost like Atlanta, where it's like, oh, Georgia's very liberal. No, bitch. Atlanta is very liberal. And the 5 billion other people that live outside this radius are making the whole state look crazy. So, like, I feel like parts of Florida is like that. It's like, yes, we know the Fort Lauderdale's, Miami's, blah, blah, blah. But then you got, like, the Tallahassees and the Panama Cities.
And the Gatorvilles.
Right.
And that's even my point, because more of them are from them places than we are.
Yeah.
I mean, point well taken that, that this, we need to call on allies to step in and step up. Like that's people who are marginalized and directly impacted by social injustices like these should not be the only ones that are banging on the tambourine,
right,
to call attention to it, but that's where privilege comes from, and like if privilege is the notion of if it doesn't directly affect you, you can choose to ignore it. And that's privilege.
Yeah.
That's privilege.
Yeah.
And that's where we need people who claimed to be down with the cause and had all them black squares, about a year and a half ago. We need y'all to you need to step your pussy up a little harder.
And there's still other states too. Louisiana, Mississippi, Oklahoma, and Texas Texas already have similar laws on the books like this. So it's not just Florida. We have a lot of states moving in this direction, trying to wipe out any kind of gay history. They're trying to wipe out Black history. They're trying to wipe out Indigenous history. And we got. I know we got tired from 2017 to 2020, and then COVID hit 2020, 2021. But 2022 is another big year for politics. There's elections already coming up in May. Yep. There's big ones coming up in November. Yep. We need to be back in these streets. We need to get everybody back out and rally the troops because they're banking on us being tired. They're banking on us not wanting to come back out and vote because we did it the last few times. They're banking on it. So that's how these laws are starting to slip through the cracks and get into place because we tired. And I get we tired, but we gotta get up, put them sneakers back on.
It's just so disgusting. It's really so it's so disgusting that instead of our politicians working for us, they're literally working. They're using social cues and social division as political leverage so that they can support the top 1%. Yeah. That's all that, when you go back, none of these politicians really give a damn about, teaching kids about transgenders and women's ability to have an abort. They don't give a shit about that.
You're right.
They really don't. But what they know, what makes a good politician is somebody who can figure out those social cues that's going to get people to vote for you.
Yep.
So exactly what you were saying, Kerel, the fact that we're not out of here, we're sitting here in our own privilege, we done did the work.
Yeah.
We done did the work. So now we should be good for the next 4 years.
And that's how it works.
And what the other side is doing is they're trying to find all these little things that that are so divisive that they can pull votes because the people that want those things will vote for the politician that says, I'm going to get you those things. And guess what? They deliver on that shit, not because they care, because their kids going to private schools and private jets and da-da-da-da-da. The only people that are being impacted are those of us that are sitting around this table and listening to this podcast.
Yeah. So loosen up, stretch up, because 2022 is a big year. It's a big year. So man, time be flying. I'm looking at this clock. I'm like, damn. So we got to talk about drag races, plural, real quick. So episode 5 of season 14, Drag Race. We saw who went home? Orion. We saw him go home, her go home.
And before that, we saw our favorite.
Ooh, yes.
Oh yeah, cornbread. Did not see that coming. I did not see that coming.
And it makes sense because they gave her so much camera time in the first 4 episodes. Yeah. So they're like, we're going to get all this camera time for her to get these ratings up. Damn.
Yeah. Damn. That was I know secretly and even out loud, all the other competitors yes. I got
one of them said it. They were like, "Ooh,
yeah." It was like, well, better chances for me.
Yeah, right.
Because she was a star. She was one of the there's maybe 3 just stars on this season, and she was one of them. And so does this open up the lane for what's her name? Angeria and Willow? Is anyone touching them this season?
No one else is touching them. I mean, honestly, I feel like it is.
It seems like it's their show now.
Bosco has an opportunity.
Bosco looking like a loofah. That Bosco.
But she twirled into that sunshine though, real quick though.
She really did. She really did.
She looked like a loofah. I was like, her face was beat though. I will say that her face was beat.
I think about so is she one of my favorite? Is she one of my top? No, but out of the rest of who's all there, I see them just dropping off like flies. I feel like the top 3 would be Willow, Angeria, and then maybe Bosco.
Because the rest on it.
Maddie
is starting to warm up to me. Maddie's a little funny to me now. Like I'm getting her humor now.
I definitely get her humor, but I don't see it. I would say though that like I could see Lady Camden at some point like getting better, and I put her over Bosco.
Okay.
Like just because there's something different from her. I don't know. Like Bosco just
it's the accent.
it could be that, but
I do love the budding romance between Lady Camden and Angeria. Like, they be touching on each other, and they be saying, "Oh yeah, I really like this person," and really like getting to know them. Like, I do like seeing that. I think the equalizer will be Snatch Game. Like once we get to Snatch Game,
you're right.
And we see who can actually, instead of just being like a performer, you have to come up with a realized character and embody that and be able to banter with Rue.
Yeah.
That will tell
That's
you. That's
always the one where you see the real drag queens versus the ones that just be playing. Because even like, I will say this, George's slays a fucking dance number. Like she bodied.
Yeah.
All right. Like I was like, oh, you didn't have to do her like that though.
I was like, you had no chance.
But the rest of the episode, she was.
Orion really didn't do anything. She started started it off with her wig halfway back on her
Girl,
head.
that wig was.
Yes, it was like this. It was like this. It was at one point it looked like this.
And they got cameras.
They cut it, and then when they were finished, it was back.
And it was back. I was like, why you do Michigan like that? Like you made the whole state of Michigan look like boo-boo.
Yeah. I had big hopes because when they first eliminated her, I was like, but she's got like a cool kind of like grungy kind of look that I haven't really seen on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah.
But what she brought having her come back and see her perform, like, ooh, dang, they should have left her out.
I knew when she left the first time, I was like,
yeah. I was just looking at what I know I was just looking at like what she was putting in her bag as she was packing. I was like, ooh, I would love to see her wear that. Yeah. Or, that's a cute little wig.
Right.
That's a cute little outfit. I could, like see the potential there, but she has no personality. None.
Oh, it's hard. Like I feel like she's very introverted, and that's hard on Drag. Like Drag Race now is so specific. Drag Race really is drag, but it's a very specific thing. It's TV. It's not your bar number. It's not your weekday, weeknight. Like see you at Blake's number. It's a very specific thing, and a lot of girls don't get that until they're there, and they're like, oh fuck, I am not prepared. Like I have not been studying. I have not been watching my seasons to know that this is a different animal.
Right. And if you want to win that $100,000, you got to play that game, not the drag game that you play back in Tallahassee.
Nope.
Whatever.
Nope.
Not Tallahassee.
I mean, that's how some of them are playing it.
I mean,
so that, like, especially the last probably like 5 years or so, like Drag Race is something different. It's not season one. so you better step it up. So I mean, Angeria, Willow, maybe Bosco. I'm trying to root for Deja. She's just not doing it for me right now. And I hate when queens say they're like one specific thing. They're like, I'm the pastel queen. You box yourself in so much that like you can't grow anywhere from that. So she keeps coming with all these pastels, and it's ill-fitted. It's not that cute. Like I'm like, so I'm trying to root for her, but I'm like, oh, you're not doing it. So who was the girl that had the T that came out the head?
Lady Camden.
Lady Camden.
Oh, that was Lady Camden. Wait, who's the? Is that the English one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So I'm with you on that one. Yeah, that because I like the campiness of that one. So yeah, you're right. I like that one.
The only thing is her personality. She talk about lacking personality. She self-admitted, like, I speak very softly. I don't really, get loud and whatnot. It's not that you kind of have to be loud on the show.
You do. You got to show something. Yeah. Got to give us something for the camera. So.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But Angeria to me is the front runner. It's hers to lose to me at this point.
I would agree. Okay. I agree.
Because here's
the
name of the game.
It's Willow. It's Willow's game.
I wouldn't be mad at Willow either. The house thing was cute.
I wouldn't.
I like the quirkiness of Willow. Like that appeals to me. And she's for how if you go back to the first season and say you saw the first episode and you're like, who is this bitch? And you see her now, she actually knows how to paint. She knows how to dress, actually. Like, she's just very good at creating characters. And so I'm excited to see her on Snatch Game, to see who she decides to do. Hopefully she doesn't start to get in her head, because I could see someone like her start to overthink it instead of just letting it flow. So
that little help in blood on the back.
On the back.
It was dope. It was so fire. It was so fire.
Can we switch gears just a little bit though? I mean, speaking of pedestrian drag, has anybody watched All Stars?
The UK versus the world? Yes. So I binged it last night.
I don't have the app.
Girl, check your phone.
Yes.
We talked about it. Check your battery.
Check your battery.
Where?
We said it last week too. I was like, "Ooh, let me scroll back and get this little."
It's
I just see the Nelly video that Dawon said.
That part we do need to talk about Nelly right quick. And here's the funny thing about that video too, because I screen recorded it. And so today I was going through my phone because we're looking at the different houses potentially in Philly. And Corey's like, whose dick is on your phone? I was about to get in trouble. And I was like, oh, it's Nelly. He's like, ooh, I want to see. Jesus.
See, I knew this was a busy week for both of y'all because I sent that a while ago.
Wait, because I don't see it in here.
Oh God.
I'll send it again.
But yeah, I watched it last night. I binge watched the first 2 episodes last night. So yeah, you're gonna have to watch it because our homegirl Mo Hart is on it. Yeah. And so maybe next week we'll catch up on the first 3 episodes because I got some things to say about that series too.
I'm just gonna.
I'm still looking.
Listen to the episode. If you listen to the episode a couple of weeks ago, y'all would have learned that I got into a Twitter fight with somebody. Over Drag Race UK versus the world.
Oh, so I didn't even realize that's who you got in a fight about. Oh, now it's coming back to me now. Okay. Oh shit. Yes. But yeah, Jerrell, you need to watch it.
You got to catch up, girl. There's only 3 episodes. There's only 3 episodes.
Oh, there's a third one? Oh, I think it's 2.
Because it just came out yesterday.
Yeah.
It came out just last week. No, 2 weeks ago, because it's Friday. Friday? No, Tuesday. Last week Tuesday and this week Tuesday. So there's 2 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah, so the third one will come out.
I'll send it to you, boo. Yeah. Don't hurt your finger trying to scroll up.
Look, girl,
we got a lot in that thread. But yeah, community, catch up. We're gonna be talking about this every week, and there's 9,000 episodes now. Drag Race and 23 series out going on at the same time. But I will say real quick for the UK versus world, Pangina, I saw her live, and when we went to Hawaii a few years ago, didn't know who she was, anything at all. She turns it out in a bar, turns it out. So I was excited to watch this because she's on it, and she's gorgeous,
stunning,
in person too. Oh my God,
that smile is phenomenal.
And him out of drag, he could get it.
Oh, he's trade of the season.
Period.
Trade of the season.
Period.
For real. But Jerrell, I'll make sure you get the login and all that stuff for WoW.
Because I thought it was on Paramount Plus for a second. I'm like all up on there, and I was like, yeah. I remember y'all talking about WoW.
Yeah. So so it's WoW because they have RuPaul Drag Race, the regular season, off of WoW because they have licensing with, I think, Lifetime, but everything else is on WoW. So it's weird. It's weird. Yeah. But there's only 2 episodes, so you can catch all this tea.
I'm flying back home to Minnesota, so I need something.
There you go.
I think you can download those episodes too to your phone, so you can watch. Yep.
And honestly, you can almost fast forward through the first episode. It was kind of a snooze, but we'll let you determine that.
I do like the interest looks though.
For sure. You're right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, well, that's about it, y'all. Like, and we'll save one of these topics, the variant thing on here for next week, because I want to kind of dive into that. But community, look up Nelly's penis on Twitter because it's trending. I know, like, it's kind of problematic because it's just like, I don't think he wanted his dick out there, but now that it's trending, and like, did you see Jasmine Masters? She's like, oh no. She was like, what y'all talk? And I think I put on the story today. She was like, because everyone was talking about, oh, Nelly's penis is small, this and that. She's like, y'all must have no walls, because she's like, that's a very average penis, and it's y'all acting like all y'all getting 12s and 13s all day, every day. And if you do, that means you ain't got no walls in your ass, your pussy, and your mouth.
Oh my God.
I thought you better tell him, Jasmine Masters. I was done. So so if you haven't seen it, go check Twitter. We ain't gonna post it, but it's out there.
I heard someone say that you ain't got no walls.
You ain't got no walls. And you know how she be saying shit, like she be so sincere about that shit. So I was like, dying. Oh my God. So anyway, Nelly out there. And Dawon be sending it too.
Let me tell you, I was at work and I was like, exit.
Right. Like I saw
normally she give us the benefit and it'd be like the little misty, the blurry, like the little blurry something. Like
she said, fresh off the presses, fresh off the mouths.
That's my fault because I forgot that you're working in an office now, because ordinarily
at the crib,
I would be at home and it would be an issue. And you know what's so funny is that now that I think about it, I did think about that. I was like, oh yeah, I remember when I used to send these with the little cover on it. And I'm glad I don't have to do that anymore. Well, that changed.
Like I saw it come on when I was in a call and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna check that later. And then just got busy and didn't check it till like later. But
I didn't even open it. I just opened the message and I was like, oh my God, I need my headphones on. Oh my God. Like I thought it was playing through the message. I was so afraid. I was
but like, how was it on his stories though? Like it was like on the IG stories.
He posted it to his own IG. So there's a video of him sitting next to Kevin Hart getting an interview, and he's on his phone and he goes, oh, damn. And then Kevin Hart is looking and then Kevin Hart starts laughing and rolling away while he was trying to delete it. But it only takes it because people get all the notifications as soon as something happens and they click on it, and then next thing you know, screen grabs.
Damn, he leaked his own dick.
Yep, exactly. That's what I'm saying. He leaked it. He put it out there.
Well, damn. Yeah.
And they was dragging the girl. Dragging her.
Yeah. Her crochet braids were nice though.
It was.
I was like, oh, you got a fresh dude.
She looked bored. I was bored watching her. Yeah. I was like,
yeah.
Well, watching her, but watching
right.
It.
Right. Yeah. We didn't pick up any new skills.
I'm not trying to suck a dick shame or anything.
Suck a dick shame.
We're trying to be, gender neutral in our language.
That might be the newest chapter of Leviticus. Suck a dick shame. Oh my God. We all been there though.
I'm not trying
We all been there.
I'm not trying to.
Well, community.
Like that.
On that note, shit. Wash your hands, wash your legs, and wash your ass. We'll see you next week.
Bye, y'all.
Hey, community. Here's what's beautiful. That's all, folks.